One of my guilty pleasures in life is the horror genre. The fact that directors can find so many ways to absolutely scare the shit out of me and simultaneously make me laugh at the ridiculous situations some of these people find themselves in. I feel like the medium itself has a lot of freedom, and it's awesome to see how people can come up with new concepts or just reuse older concepts with their own flavor to make something terrifying and uncomfortable. The same could be said about horror games too. Games like FNAF took off because of how unique the idea was and they haven't really been seen before. And then there are games out there that are really simplistic but are just absolutely terrifying. However, I think it goes without saying that although it's easy to make horror media, it's hard to make good horror media, especially for video games. On Steam, for every Amnesia collection, there's at least 5 Horror Night with Tung 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 Sahurs. There are absolutely bad horror movies out there, but some of them can be kind of put into this category of so bad that they're good. There's a lot less room for that in horror games, mainly because of the financial aspect of the whole thing. Movies nowadays are borderline free with the internet, but video games are at a minimum of $40 unless you're Nintendo. And with recent changes to the gaming market, spending money on a game just to find out it's hot garbage makes it feel like you just got scammed. This puts game developers in a really tricky situation where they have to come up with this idea for a video game that's original and really fun to play. Two things that are much easier said than done. But every once in a while, a really cool and unique idea will just kind of show up and I absolutely have to try it out. So imagine my reaction when I found out there's a basketball horror game out there. I gotta be honest, the last thing I think of whenever I watch a basketball game is, damn, this shit sure is scary. But some pretty big YouTubers have been playing it lately, and the game itself is like $3, so I just kind of thought what the hell and jumped on this hype train. The game is made by this indie developer named NetShrub, and the reviews that it does have are pretty positive. It also has this vintage PlayStation aesthetic that I really like, so I bought it and opened it up. Alright, Midnight Hoops, basketball horror game. We're just gonna try this out. I like to shoot hoops at night when there's no one to distract me. I can't afford to fall behind. But tonight I was feeling off. I heard that over a decade ago, a bunch of teens in my town went missing. Some weird urban legends came from it, but they never creeped me out. But for some reason, tonight, I couldn't get it out of my mind. Okay, here we go. Let's shoot some hoops! The gameplay consists of you making these practice shots to get ready for this big game that's coming up. It's even been idiot-proofed on the phone to show you where you need to shoot for what basket types, just in case anyone who's ever played this never has touched basketball before. I know cultural differences are a thing, but I feel like basketball is pretty mainstream in 2026, and if someone hasn't seen any basketball games ever, I would just recommend them to watch Space Jam. I think it's got a pretty good plot. Going through the phone, we only have access to one contact by the name of Pablo, but if we go back, we can actually see the rest of the messages. Our mom is giving us some words of encouragement. We've got Penny freaking out over something. Jason is saying some other bullshit that I don't really give a shit about. Our dad is telling us we need to focus on grades, which obviously he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. And what looks to be from a college about admissions. So now we have an actual motive for being out here besides being built different. I immediately start trying to shoot hoops before I realize that I'm the reason that the saying white boys can't jump exists. I certainly hope that in the canon universe that he plays better than I do, because if this is how he plays out on the field, then he'll be lucky to get picked up by a community college. Eventually, I kind of started getting the controls down and make some baskets, but it still wasn't easy to make anything. Anyways, I keep working on the baskets until eventually... What the fuck? Now that my Hebes have been successfully GB'd by the Barefoot Bandit, I finished what's left of my set and decided to grab some water. Just like you should be doing right now, you dehydrated piece of shit. However, you shouldn't drink it like me because I seem to like to put my entire fucking head into the water bottle. We've been messaging Pablo asking if he can pick us up when we're done with the practice. Also mentioning some insecurities that we have, which honestly, with how we're playing, is not completely unjustified. We keep playing until eventually... Dude, what the fuck? What the It's in the ball. What's the... Fuck! Oh, what the fuck? What the fuck is that? What is that? Once I finish making all my big boy noises, I go back to my Ben Wallace impression, before eventually the barefoot bandit makes its spectacular return. Whoa! I continue to show off why I haven't lost my virginity yet, before I eventually start making progress towards the end. Get it? Get it? Yep. No, fuck. Wait, yep, no, fuck! Dude! After getting old man jump scared, he tells us that he's looking for his dog, but we don't answer because my daddy told me not to talk to strangers. So he takes it as a sign to just fuck off. I finish up with the last of my baskets and then I end it with a slam dunk, establishing myself as the true alpha male of the court before waterboarding myself with my water bottle again. Ow, what the fuck? We get a message from an unknown number saying that we're hot caca poo poo at the game. Frankly, I don't know what he's talking about because I think I do well in the WNBA. We decide to go get a snack at a gas station that's about a block away from us. So naturally, we decide to walk alone in the dark. I feel like I should say that despite what this footage is suggesting, I'm not usually a very jumpy person. However, this game did a really good job of setting a really uncomfortable atmosphere that kept me on edge the entire time. Pablo messages us, giving us some words of encouragement while we're still freaking out. And then I noticed down the road... Whoa! No, no, no. No. Yeah, no, you stay right the fuck there, bro. We retreat inside the gas station and grab some munchies. The clerk tells us that he thinks he dropped his wallet out back when he was taking out the garbage, and if we did him a solid to avoid him getting in trouble with his boss and grab the wallet for him, he would just give us the chips for free. I'm pretty big back coded and I'm not one to turn down free food. So despite the literal danger I saw outside 5 seconds ago, I head out to go get some free munchies. Out back, I find old man jumpscare rummaging through the dumpster. He tells us he was looking for his dog in there, and it turns out he actually found the wallet back here, so he gives it to us, but not before warning us that it feeds on our despair. Alright, deuces. Now that that weird interaction is out of the way, we can go return the wallet. What the fuck is this? Oh, no. We get another text message from that mysterious phone number and run around in circles for a little bit trying to get out before finding this. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, that's not ominous. After picking up the ball, you find out you gotta make all these different baskets of varying sizes while a zombie is crawling on the ground trying to touch you. I was actually playing for an embarrassing amount of time and I couldn't make a single fucking basket no matter how hard I tried. I feel like I was going at it for about like 10 minutes, playing Ring Around the Rosie with this zombie before finally I managed to get something in. However, doing this made another zombie spawn and I kind of realized that I was absolutely boned. Especially after I made an additional basket and this motherfucker started to stand up. And something that's really funny is that whenever a zombie touches you, you get this jump scare and have to start all the way over. Now, the instructions did say that Q could break my opponent's ankles, and at first I didn't think it was working until I realized that this meant that they were getting their ankles broken. I don't know, this kind of looks like he's walking in and you changing in the bathroom instead of getting tripped up. Also, I feel like the animation is way too fast for you to really get very much value out of it, but I'll take what I can get. Anyways, after suffering through this for about 30 minutes, I finally managed to get the last basket. Money! No! Fuck, did he touch me? Oh, did I get it? Oh, thank God. We give the clerk his wallet back, grab some chips, and get the fuck out of Dodge, deciding it was probably best to have Pablo just come pick us up right now. What the I see you, buddy. Yeah, hey, do me a favor, go fuck yourself. Go, yeah. Yeah, no, fuck you, bitch. We get back to the court and go to grab our ball when... Now, this is the first time we see the demon up close and make out his physical appearance. And very fittingly, he's built like a demonic killer basketball player guy. So I was trying to think of a funny name to give him that would fit that description. However, historically, basketball players have been some of the most calmest, well-mannered people in the entire history of the world and have never done anything wrong. So I really couldn't find anyone to compare him to, Kind of a damn shame, really. I mean, in all of my knowledge of basketball, there's not a single person that I can think of that have ever done anything illegal, let alone possibly killed someone. Oh well. We start getting dragged to hell in what's honestly a pretty well done and terrifying scene where these zombies come out of the ground to pull us in and drops me down in what looks like the Schottenstein Center. Schottenstein?
Schottenstein Center.
Yeah, that one. For the final fight, you gotta score the basket that the prompt gives you up top. And holy shit, I thought the last one was really hard. No. This encounter was about as equally balanced as Hydrogen Bomb versus Coughing Baby. First off, the demon has been blessed with the powers of Wow Wow Wubsy, and he's able to jump like 5 times his original height, meaning if you even want a chance of scoring, you have to wait for him to finish his jumping animation. Also, this level has a shot clock in it, giving you 10 seconds to actually shoot the ball before your shots are invalid. At least the demon doesn't chase you the entire time, because once you shoot the ball, he goes right back to his defensive position under the basket, hitting a stance that I can only describe as homeless man shitting on top of overpass. And of course, because it's not hard enough, whenever you score a basket, another fucking zombie spawns. And if you get touched by a zombie, or if the big demon catches you, you get jump scared and have to start all the way over. Now don't get me wrong, I usually love challenging games. However, something about this game started to make me genuinely lose myself. Even at the lower levels, I was starting to get genuine thoughts of homicidal urges. I don't know, something about this guy's face whenever he caught me felt more mocking than scary, because he knew he was sending me back to do all of that shit over again. Probably intentional design choice, to be fair. Come on, get in the fucking, good! Fuck! God damn it! God! Fuck! Eventually, I did start figuring out some strategies that made the game a little bit easier to try to get through, mainly consisting of going for slam dunks or layups as much as possible, since for both of those, you're basically just dropping the ball straight into the basket instead of trying to shoot it. This made 3 out of 4 of the basket types way easier to get, since both of them count as 2-pointers. I also found that throwing the ball in a much more favorable position was just easier than trying to navigate. This would both reset the shot clock and the demon, making it way easier to make baskets. Who would have thought that dribbling in a basketball horror game would have been a very useful mechanic? Once I figured out those 2 mechanics, it made getting through this final match way easier, to the point where really the only thing I had to worry about making were 3-pointers. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. After a pretty short and mild celebration, I'm given the prompt to finally end it. This path at the back of the court opens up for me to go through, which takes me through the streets of Cleveland, Ohio, where I find this final basket, and I end it with one last basketball shot. One last basketball shot. I end it with one last basketball shot. With one last basketball. And I end it with a slam dunk. We wake up with Old Man Jumpscare standing over us with his dog Fido. He helps us up and tells us we managed to beat it, saying that he always knew that we could do it, establishing himself as a much better father figure than my actual father, before we grab our ball, grab our stuff, and get in the car with Pablo. And that's all of Midnight Hoops. This game was actually a lot of fun for such a simple and out there concept. I know for a fact that there are some scary stories out there of horrifying experiences people have had while being out playing basketball at night. And the first half of this game does a good job of capturing that energy. And even though the game's energy takes a wild turn at the end, that really doesn't take away from its overall enjoyment. I know I was giving this game a lot of shit in the video, but it was honestly a really good experience and I would do it over again. I highly suggest buying the game and trying it out for yourself. It's about $3 and the entire game takes over the course of about an hour to an hour and a half to complete. Maybe 2 hours if you're a bit skillfully challenged like I am. Anyways, that's gonna do it for this video. See ya.